Zillionaire entertainment, baby. Zillionaire entertainment, baby. Zillionaire entertainment, baby. Zillionaire entertainment, baby.
All right. What's going on? What's up? It's your boy Zillionaire. Welcome to the show. We're gonna get into this case. I'm gonna watch some news videos. We're gonna listen to the family. And I did a video earlier this week about how she was walking around in the parking lot, and I'm telling everybody that She's there to meet somebody. She's not just walking around in the parking lot for no reason. She's there for a reason. And somehow she was directed and ordered to go into the van. For some reason, she went into that van. Somebody, told her to go in that van. So we're going to break this down. We're going to be talking about this week. We're going to be talking about all this week. What's up, Snake Eyes? What's up, Yvette? What's up, the Irish one? What's up, and everybody else popping? So we're gonna get it. I don't know why people be in my comment section talking about some hurry up with the show. Why do people say that? Hurry up with the show, dude. My intros is when I do my intros to my live shows and my video is to promote the music and give people time to come into the live. So if you don't like my intros, you can leave. If you don't want to wait, that's on you. All right, let's listen to the first video. Where the officer's going to talk about. I want to hear. I haven't watched any of these videos yet. I just saved them where we could watch them together. So we're going to watch the news story. We're going to watch. Let me see. We're going to watch this. Let's check this out. Let's hear what the cop has to say. And I don't really trust this police department. I really don't. But let's listen.
Through here, with our investigations team and with the family to try to figure out exactly what happened. And so, because there's so much information I want to share with you, normally I don't like to read to you, but I'm going to read all of this because we want to give you a lot of information that's detailed. So the Huntsville Police Department has worked with the family throughout our investigation, and this morning showed them the security video of the events leading up to the discovery of Miss Nance. The Huntsville Police Department's thoughts are with the family during this tragedy. Investigators met with the family Friday morning and showed them the security video of the events leading up to this. The Huntsville Police Department announced Friday, October 15th, information about how Christina Nance entered a parked, unoccupied police van in the rear corner of the parking lot.
You want to sell your product. Consumers want to see its value.
The public safety complex here at 815 Wheeler Avenue. Miss Nance's body was discovered by an officer who was walking through the parking lot on October 7th. The officer.
That sounds really weird to me. That sounds very weird. Let me tell y'all my problem with this case. Before we even get into these videos, I'm going to tell you what my problem is with this case. It's a lot of red flags. And let me tell you my problem, my issues with it. Zillionaire, I like to point out things people ain't paying attention to. My problem is her shoe was outside the van, right? My other problem is, if y'all notice, there's always a shoe left. If you look at the Kendrick Johnson's case, a shoe. He had one shoe on. If you look at Kanika Jenkins' case, one shoe on. If you look at this case, one shoe on. It's almost like the elites have a code. And I'm not trying to be funny. I pay attention to a lot of stuff. I'm like, how come it's always one shoe off? Is that some kind of code for the elites to let them know who did it? And I got some other cases where the one shoe was off. I'm like, this got to be some kind of code. It has to be. It's always one shoe off. Kanika, Kendrick, this guy that died in prison in New Jersey, he had one shoe off. This case, one shoe off. And I could bring up some other ones where they found dead bodies with one shoe off. I'm like, this got to be some kind of secret code. But anyway, that's one issue I had. Second issue I have, they said that this was an old van, right? And she went in and locked herself in there. Okay, I know she has a phone. And I know if people were driving back through the parking lot, I know she had to be banging on the windows, asking for somebody, screaming. If I lock myself in a van and I'm in a parking lot, I'm gonna either call somebody on my phone or I'm banging on the window. Hey, get me out of here. I'm trying to break a window or something. I'm not just gonna get inside a van and just die. It has to be some screaming help. I'm like, come on, this don't make sense. And why would one shoe be outside the van? Did somebody pull her in the van? I think somebody was in the van waiting for her. That's me. I think she was directed. She was there to meet somebody. She may have been having an affair with a police officer. And I believe if she was having an affair with a police officer, I believe they'll cover it up. I believe they will cover it up and try to protect their officer. I believe they'll try to protect their officer before anything. We're going to protect our officer. All right. Now, if you watch the video that I played, she sits on the cop car. Then she walks up. Then she makes a U-turn and goes back to the van. And it almost feel like somebody was texting her, telling her, no, go to the van and open the door and get in. Why would she just go get inside a van? Now, come on, y'all. Why would she show up there and just go get in a van? Somebody was texting her. Somebody was talking to her. Somebody was directing her there. And I believe somebody was in that van. All right. Now let's listen to this cop. Now that's my perspective of it. And y'all know I have a passion for cases. And I also I study a lot of the law and investigation. I study a lot about investigation and detective work and red flags and spotting stuff. And I watch First 48 and all this stuff. I like this stuff because sometimes the clues are right in front of your face. Sometimes the clues are right in your face and people don't pay attention to it. Let's continue. But I think this is going to be a cover up. In my heart, in my gut, in my spirit, I feel like they're going to cover this up for the police. I really do. But let's listen.
Officer noticed shoes next to the van and approached, discovered.
Now listen, he said a shoe next to the van.
Friday, October 15th, information about how Christina Nance entered a parked, unoccupied police van in the rear corner of the parking lot at the Public Safety Complex here at 815 Wheeler Avenue. Miss Nance's body was discovered by an officer who was walking through the parking lot on October 7th. The officer noticed shoes next to the van in a...
Why would her shoes be next to the van? Why are her shoes off? Why would her shoe be off? Now, it's just crazy, man.
approached,
it's crazy.
discovering Miss Nance's body inside. Windows on the van were observed to be opened, and on this type of van, they popped outward. It wasn't that they were rolled down, they popped out. HPD has spent countless hours reviewing security video to determine the events leading up to Miss Nance being in the parking lot and in that van.
That doesn't make sense. Now they say the police van. They said the police van locks from the inside. I seen another video. The cop was saying, "Well, the police are locked. The van locks from the inside." And don't she have a phone? Now, if I was the family, this is what I would do: check her phone records. If I was the family, I would find a way to get my own detective on this case. Get her phone records, and you'll see who she was texting last. Who was texting her last? When I watched First 48, those phone records, they get a lot of people locked up. Well, I noticed that when I watched First 48, them phone towers and these text messages, a lot of people get locked up because of them. If I was the family, check her phone records. Have the police get you a detective to get those cell phone records. Because somebody definitely was texting her and giving her directions. Definitely, no doubt. She's there to meet somebody. We all know that. We all know that. And I believe she was having an affair with a cop. I really believe she was having an affair with a cop. I really believe that. Let's continue.
Security video from the City of Huntsville cameras attached to the public safety building were the ones that were reviewed the most, the ones that showed where the van was in the parking lot. Miss Nance is observed in the video walking around the parking lot. She lays down in the bushes at some point. And again, we're going to show you the video here in a few minutes, and you'll see the things that I'm describing to you. She sits on the hood of a police car for some time. She approaches other cars in the parking lot, you'll see. And this all happens for about 10 minutes before she enters the van. This all occurs on September 25th at around 12:30 p.m.
You said p.m.?
Correct. Mm-hmm. In the middle of the day, around lunchtime. Miss Nance was originally reported missing on October 2nd to us. And at the time, she was believed to have been seen last on September 27th. All right. After security video showed movement in the van earlier on that same date, it was determined that that timeline was incorrect. So that is part of the problem with why this took so long. So
Uh-oh, here we go with the timelines. Here we go with this timeline, the surveillance crap. Here we go. Now, they made the first report, and they claimed that was inaccurate. Uh-oh, here we go. I smell a cover-up already. When they start reporting stuff and they say, oh, that was inaccurate, somebody messing up here. Somebody trying to cover their tracks. I don't care what nobody said. Ain't no police reports start, oh, well, that was wrong. Well, here it is right here. Oh, no. That's not the real original statement. That was wrong. When you start getting that shit, I smell a cover-up. I can smell it from a mile away. Here we go with the inconsistencies in the report. It always happens. Here we go with the inconsistencies in these reports. That's how you know it's a cover-up. Somebody lying. Somebody made a statement. Somebody tried to cover their tracks. Next thing you know, the statements aren't lining up. This statement says that. That statement says something else. That one recorded this. That recorded that. The surveillance said one thing. The statement said something else. Here we go. Here we go. Cover up. I smell it. Somebody covering something for another police. I'm telling you. She was having an affair with a police officer. A police is involved in this, y'all. I'm telling you. Don't sit here and tell me. Common sense will tell you. She met somebody at a police parking lot, got inside a police van. Next thing you know, she's dead. This was a love affair gone wrong. Love affair gone wrong. That's what this was.
Originally were looking through surveillance video that really we had to look at minute for minute to watch to see somebody enter the parking lot and get into that van. So we literally had to watch 2 weeks of surveillance. We worked our way back to the 27th. And then as we reviewed the video at that point, we saw that there was movement in the van.
So she gets in the van and there's movement in the van? What do you mean movement? It's movement in the van. So was she in there fighting with somebody? Uh-oh. Her shoe, hold on. What was she in there fighting with someone? Why was there movement in the van? If she was locked in the van, she should have been screaming for help. Huh? What do you mean movement in the van? We saw movement in the van. Wait, what kind of movement? Was it a scuffle? Was it a fight? Was she trying to fight for her life? What type of movement did you see, Mr. Officer? What kind of movement? We just saw some movement. What kind? What kind of movement do you think it is, sir? Now they're making him the front man for the cover-up. Oh, he's the front man. I'm not saying he's a bad person. That's not what I'm saying. But I know he the front man. He the front man for whatever's going on. They put him out front. You go ahead and give the statement so we can make people shut up. Go ahead, give them a statement so you know. Put out a false narrative. So now we already see her shoe outside the van, red flag. Another red flag. Her shoe outside the van, red flag, number one. Red flag number two. It was inconsistencies in the statement. That's red flag number two. Red flag number three. It's movement in the van, but y'all don't know what type of movement it is. Red flag number three. Let's continue. I already see 3-4 red flags already. But if you ain't got a spiritual eye, and if you believe everything the cops tell you, society, we fall for anything. We don't listen and pay attention. Whatever the media tell us, that's what they go with. Well, they said, they said, this is what they said. So, okay, so you believe whatever the media tell you. Whatever the cops tell you, that's what you believe. But you ain't going to dissect it and pay attention. Be like, hold on, something ain't right about this case. Something don't sound right. Something don't smell right. Something ain't right.
So we realized she was already there. So we had to then start working backward again. All right. So as you can imagine, this, watching video minute for minute, now we're spending a lot of time trying to find what was going on. Switch here. So,
and that's just basic wavy guy maintenance, right? Next up, Carvana. Oh boy, Carvana.
After security video showed that movement again, as I said before, we were able to determine that she did enter the van at that point. So what I'd like to do now is go ahead and show you the surveillance video. We'll take a look at it, and I may walk away to kind of point out some things, and I'll try to get back to the camera or to the microphone to discuss different parts of it.
Now, another thing where I have a red flag at, don't security, okay, every police station has security cameras, right? Every day they look at the security cameras. But for some reason on this day, they just overlooked the security cameras all of a sudden? Every police station has security. Anybody suspiciously walking around the police station, they investigate it. Am I right? Every police station has security where they looking to see. They even have people that patrol the police station. So you mean to tell me the security cameras and the people that's watching security didn't see nothing, right? Here we go again. Nobody saw nothing. Nobody knows nothing. Here we go. Security didn't see nothing. Huh? And the people that's supposed to be protecting the perimeter, nobody saw anything, right? So they had to watch it weeks later, and then they seen it. Come on, man. I don't believe any of this. Sorry.
So this is the video. To me, let's make sure that you understand. So this is the video as it looks to us as we review the video. Let me point out real quick. I'm going to point out real quick where the van is. That is the van that we'll be looking at. And so as you can see right now, we already pushed play. We're already rolling on the video. And I want to hit stop real quick on this. I want to point out something we want to make sure that everybody knows is that the timestamp on this is exactly 12 hours off.
Here we go with the timestamps. Here we go. He said the timestamp is 12 hours off. Here we go, y'all. Like, what the fuck? Now the timestamp is off, just like the Kanika case, just like the Kendrick Johnson's case, and I forgot the name of that other case. Here we go. The timestamps are wrong. Inconsistencies in this. Here we go. Let me name all the red flags. 4 red flags already. Shoe outside the van. Huh? That's red flag number 1. Inconsistencies in the statements. Oh, well, that was the wrong statement. Here goes the right. They messed up on the statement. Now here we go. Talking about the timestamps is off. Here we go. What? The security guard, he didn't see shit. Nobody saw nothing. Shoe outside the van. Inconsistencies in the statement. Timestamp off. Hello, somebody. Do I need to read it off? Cover up. God damn, people don't pay attention. This is the world we live in. This is a damn cover up. Here we go. It's a fucking cover up, man. That's a cover up. Already. And we just getting into the video and we already see 4 red flags. What's popping, James? What's going on? Already. How here we go with the timestamp. Listen to what he said. Listen. Here we go with the timestamps.
On the video, and I want to hit stop real quick on this. I want to point out something we want to make sure that everybody knows is that the timestamp on this is exactly 12 hours off.
Here we go. It never fails. If y'all don't see that this is a cover up, y'all are blind. This is a damn cover up. And the sad part about it is society don't even see the red flags. Society will sit there and listen to this bull crap. All these red flags in this case already.
So as you can see, it looks like it says AM. This is actually in the middle of the day. It's PM. So it's the timestamp is off by 12 hours. So this is just after lunch on Saturday, the 25th. All right. So we'll roll it again. I want you to pay close attention to just how difficult it is to see anything in these videos. We'll show you in a few minutes how we can zoom in to some degree, but as you zoom in, you lose. It becomes more pixelated and more difficult to see. If you will watch here in just a few minutes, you'll start to see her come into view as she's walking toward us in the distance on Wheeler Avenue. And I'm going to walk over and point out where you will see her first come up on the video. We want this to play for just a minute so that you can understand and the public can understand. You can see her there walking. the figure walking along the street. Again, investigators
Matter
had.
of fact, I'm going to show you the video I have. All right, we're going to enhance my video. I enhanced the video. We're going to play my video because you can't really see his video. Now, let's pay attention. I'm going to take the sound out. All right, now you see right here, she's sitting on top of the sitting on top of the police van. Why would somebody be sitting on? And I want you to understand, it's in a case, it's always about who, what, where, and why. It's always about who, what, where, and why in a case. Why did this happen? Who did it? Where at? I'm gonna say that again. Who, what, where, and why? Who did it? Why did this happen? Where did this happen? All right. Now, she's sitting on top of a police van. She's obviously waiting for someone. Y'all think she's just in the parking lot for no reason? Any person with common sense would see she's waiting for somebody or she's waiting to get directions. I'm going to say this again. She's there to meet somebody or she's trying to get directions. All right, now let's play it. Let me see if I can. I'm gonna shrink me. I'm gonna shrink me, and I'm gonna make this a little bigger for y'all. I'm gonna shrink my face. I'm gonna make it a little bigger. All right, I done shrink my face. All right, matter of fact, I'm gonna cover my face. All right, now I enhanced the videos for y'all. I made the video on my phone. I got a what you call it? I have a video enhancer on my phone. Now, let's pay attention. Let's pay attention, y'all. All right, what the hell is that? All right, there she goes sitting on the van, right? All right, there she goes sitting on the van. All right, you see her sitting on the van, right? Oh, why is it jumping all over the damn place? Why is my arrow jumping all over the goddamn place? All right, she's sitting on the top of the van, right? Right here. Now let's play it. This is her. Pay attention. Pay attention. She's sitting on the van, right? She's waiting for somebody or waiting for directions. All right, so she sits there. She waits. She waits. She waits. Then she starts to walk towards the van. All right. Then she goes straight to the van and goes to the back of the van. Like she knew exactly where to go. She goes directly to the back. Somebody told her to go there. Pay attention. I don't know how all that got in there. Anyway. Let's watch it again. Now you see her sitting on the van, right? Sitting on the car. She's waiting. To me, it looked like she got a phone. She has her phone in her hand. It looked like she's looking at her phone to me. And then all of a sudden she's waiting. She's waiting. She's waiting. She's waiting. Then she's like, oh, okay. And goes straight to the van. Goes straight to the van. You'll see her walking to the back of the van. And she gets in. Then she walks forward. And then she goes back to the van. So, to me, somebody directed her back there. That's just me. That's just my observation. I don't care what the police say. My observation, somebody's texting her or she's on a what you call it, she's on a phone call or something. And somebody directed her back there. That's just my observation. She's not there for no reason, just sitting in the parking lot. Now, if you don't have common sense, you just don't have common sense. I know some people don't have common sense in our world. That's common sense to tell you she's there for a reason. All right. Let's continue. Let's fast forward his video because you can't see his video.
Until the time that the officer found her. So, I think what
A lot can happen with a simple share your ideas.
really distresses us and pains us is that we know that there are, you guys will have some of this video, but cars go by, people walk nearby the van. We just wish.
Now, let me say something. Now, you heard him say cars were riding by and people were walking by the van. Now, she'd been dead for a minute. And like I say, whoever told her to go to the back of the van, I believe they slept with her and killed her. I'm going to say this again. This is what I feel in my spirit. I feel like she was directed to go to the back of the van, and I feel like this is what my spirit is telling me. Somebody was waiting for her in the van. I believe he slept with her, and then he killed her. I believe it went wrong. Maybe she threatened to tell his wife. Maybe she threatened to tell his girlfriend. Y'all know how those love triangles go. Maybe he was a married man. Maybe he didn't want his reputation to get out there. Maybe he didn't want to lose his family. Something went wrong. Something went wrong here. Now, when she got in the van, he slept with her. He killed her. Right after that, he killed her. She was dead. I believe it was a struggle. They said they saw movement in the van. I believe it was a struggle. It was some kind of struggle. Something went wrong. That's just my observation. She was directed to go to the van, go to the back. They had an affair. He killed her. There was a struggle. Then he killed her. Now, she was sitting there for a long time because people were going back and forth past the van. So she was already dead because it's a lot of traffic in that area. And you'll hear him say this. It's cars riding by and it's people walking by this van. So she been dead for a minute. Listen here. It's people walking by and it's cars riding by. So she been dead. I believe she got killed right after that. Now listen to him.
Those windows actually pop out and open. Then they close. And pop open again. So
27?
There were several times, primarily those windows opening, I believe were the 28th, when those windows opened that were very prominent. And then they stay open. They ended up open all the way until the time that the...
Now, he said the windows, you could open the windows from the inside, but you can't get out from the inside. So check this out. If she went in the van and she was by herself and she locked herself in, she would have been screaming out of the window and somebody would have heard her. I'm going to say this again. If you can get in these vans and you can possibly lock yourself in, but the windows open from the inside. So if she did just go in there by herself, which doesn't make any sense, just like they say Kanika went into the freezer by herself. No. If she went in there by herself and she accidentally locked her, that's just like you. If you get in a van and you lock yourself in and you're like, damn, I can't get out, you're going to pop the window open and you're going to yell, hey, get me out of here. Yo. It's people walking by the van. Hey, get me out of this van. Hey, I locked myself in. Can you help me get out? Hey, can you tell the police officers in the building to come get me out of here? You'll be yelling out of the window. You will be yelling or you'll be texting someone. She didn't have a chance to do either one. She didn't have a chance to yell. She didn't have a chance to use her phone. She didn't have a chance. Right after whatever went down, that person offed her. He did what he did to her, and he offed her. He offed her immediately. So she was not alive. Because any person that locked themselves in a car or a van, you're going to be screaming out the window. And you got all that traffic going on at that police station. Somebody would have got her out of there. But she was dead. She didn't have a chance to scream. She didn't have a chance to use her phone or anything. So her family, get those phone records checked. Find out who was texting her. Find out the last person she was talking to. I'm telling y'all, when I watch First 48 and when I study about cases, the biggest thing that get people arrested is the phone. The biggest thing nowadays in this era are phone towers, text messages. It get people caught every time. So to the family, get her phone records, please. I tell you, Zillionaire, this boy good when it come to cases, boy. I tell you, boy, this nigga Zillionaire, when it come to cases, boy, I will break down any Give me any kind of mysterious case. I'll break it down. I'll open your eyes to some stuff. It's a God-given gift. I can't take no credit for it. I can't take no credit for it. But when it comes to these cases, I'm a bad man. Thank God he gave me the gift. That's why I couldn't work for these police. I couldn't. I'd rather be an agent. I'd rather be God's agent in the earth than to be an agent for this system. I'm gonna say this again. I'd rather be God's agent in the earth. I'd rather be God's detective in the earth, an agent in the earth for God, than to be one for them. I wouldn't want to work with I can't be covering up stuff for people. Like I would get fired or I would leave. I'm not covering up nothing. If my job is to protect and serve, that's my job. If I have somebody on my police force that's doing corrupt stuff, killing people, raping women, stuff like that, they got to go. They got to get off my police force. Like, that's just me. I'm not running no corrupt operation. No, it ain't going to be no corrupt stuff going on in my department. That's just me. Now, you got some people that they abuse their power, like the Bible says, spiritual wickedness in high places. You got people who are wicked in high positions of power, and they allow all this corrupt stuff to go on. I've seen a couple news stories where these police officers, they were having sex with all the prostitutes. And they would use the prostitutes to get men locked up, but they would never lock them up. I'm going to say it again. It were these police officers. They were smashing all the prostitutes. And they would, not only were they having sex with the prostitutes, they would use the prostitutes to get other men locked up. And they would never lock up the prostitutes. So they get a favor from the prostitute, and the prostitute, you see what I'm saying? So it's a lot of corruption going on in our world. And we don't want to address the corruption that's in the world. It's a lot of dirty cops, y'all. Come on now. Oh, yeah, there's good cops, but there's some dirty cops. There's some dirty cops out. Let's just call it what it is. Every police ain't a good police. Stop it. We got some got some corrupt police forces. Some are just more corrupt than others. Like you look at Rosemont and some parts of Atlanta, and it's corruption. And a lot of times they cover up their own corruption. They cover it up. So let's continue.
The officer found her. So, I think what really distresses us and pains us is that we know that there are, you guys will have some of this video, but cars go by, people walk nearby the van. We just wish that she would have hollered out to someone or something, Do
you hear that? He said, I wish she would have hollered out. I can't believe he just said that. Dude, she was dead. How's she going to holler out, bro? She didn't get a chance. Whoever was waiting for her in the back of the van, whoever set this up, offed her. He said, I wish she would have hollered out. Of course she would have hollered out if she had a chance to holler out, sir. But she didn't. Listen to what he said. It's all this traffic in there. And he said, I wish she would have hollered out. If she was alive, this is a black woman. Number one, this is a black woman. She would have hollered out. You would have heard her. Let's just be honest. This is a black woman here. You would have heard her voice. Listen to what he said. Listen.
And then they stay open. They ended up open all the way until the time that the officer found her. So
he said the windows were open when he found her. So she didn't scream because she was dead. Like, that's common sense.
So, I think what really distresses us and pains us is that we know that there are, you guys will have some of this video, but cars go by, people walk nearby the van. We just wish that she would have hollered out to someone or something,
I can't believe he just said that. Like that goes to show you how this doesn't make sense. So you mean she would lock herself in a van with the windows already open and she wouldn't cry out? Tell me how that makes sense. So y'all mean Christina got in the van with windows open, locked herself in, and didn't scream? He said, I wish she would have screamed. So she just locked herself in and just sat there. That's what you're telling me, sir? Sir, you're telling me she got locked in the van and just sat there. That's what he's trying to tell us without telling us that. He's trying to tell us she got in the van and didn't say nothing with the windows open. No, sir. She didn't get a chance. She was killed before she could do that. See, Zillionaire, I pay attention. I see what's going on here. She didn't have a chance to yell. She went there, she met somebody, they offed her. It went wrong right after whatever they did. Whatever they did, yeah. She didn't have a chance, sir. But they told him to say this. He's just saying what he's told to say. That's it. It doesn't make sense at all, but he's being told to say this stupid stuff.
Because there were plenty of, unfortunately, there was what we see as potential opportunities for this to not be a tragedy. And unfortunately, no one was able to realize she was in that van.
So he's kind of like blaming her. So he's kind of blaming, if y'all pay attention, he's blaming her. I wish you would have yelled out the van. So she just got in the van and just sat in there and locked herself in. Like he's trying to blame her when the shit don't even make sense. It makes absolutely no sense. That don't make sense, sir. How you blaming her for this? She didn't get a chance.
And that was the outcome. So a couple of things I want to talk about now, just sort of as a follow-up. So when the officer found her, of course, we worked this as any other crime scene, potential crime. The body was sent for a preliminary autopsy. We are waiting for the full results, which would include the toxicology. But
let me tell y'all can't always trust these autopsies. I told y'all that in the Kanika case. Y'all can't always trust these autopsies because guess what? A lot of these autopsy places will get paid off to falsify the means of death. I'm going to say this again. You cannot always trust an autopsy. Why do you think Kendrick Johnson's mother and them, they got their own autopsies done? Sometimes it's good to get if you smell foul play, get your own autopsy done. Pay for your own autopsy because a lot of that times they'll get paid off to write a false. You got some crooked autopsy places that get paid to falsify the means of death. There are some crooked autopsies places. Hello, somebody. That falsify, that get paid to falsify means of death. If you look at Cook County Medical, they have a history of falsifying autopsies. Go do your research of Rosemont and Cook County Medical. I tell you, but I give you stuff. You can research this. Go research Cook County Medical and John Kavanaugh. They had about 200 autopsies that were falsified. So you mean to tell me all these people dying and in Cook County Medical, they falsifying autopsies? Wake up, y'all. What an autopsy said, how do you know that you can believe that autopsy? That's how you know people are not woke and they're not paying attention to how wicked this world is. Well, they ain't what the autopsy said. How do you know that this is a valid autopsy? How do you know they're not crooked? How do you know they're not getting paid off to falsify the autopsies? A lot of people don't know that. But go look up Cook County Medical, falsifying autopsies. Go look up John Kavanaugh, which he took the fall. He wasn't the only person, but they made him take the fall for all those falsified autopsies. So don't sit there and tell me what the autopsy said. How do I know that? Can you imagine if Kendrick Johnson parents would have believed that autopsy and would have done nothing? I'm going to say this again. If Kendrick Johnson's parents would have said, oh, okay, that's what the autopsy said? Can you imagine? Can you imagine if Kendrick Johnson's parents said, well, the autopsy said, and a lot of other cases where people had to be like, hold on, something ain't right about that autopsy, nigga. Come on, nigga, something ain't right. You ain't gonna sit here and insult my intelligence. Something ain't right about this autopsy. And a lot of families have gotten their own autopsy. Like, no, this shit ain't right. That ain't what happened. Y'all lying. Somebody getting paid. There's some crooked shit going on. You can smell when shit is crooked. You can smell a cover. That's if you're spiritually in tune. If you're spiritually in tune, you can smell a cover up a mile away. You can smell when something ain't right. Like, hold on. Your instincts, your spirit will tell you something is not right. Now, I know a lot of people ain't spiritually in tune or they don't have divine insight or wisdom. But the Spirit of God is trying to speak to all of us. And sometimes his spirit will tell you, nope. He'll tell you, he'll direct you like, oh, this is what's wrong here. Something ain't right. So can you imagine Kendrick Johnson's parents just saying, you know what? That's what the autopsy said. Our son died by accident. Can you imagine Kendrick Johnson's parents just going along with the autopsy, going along with the media, going along with the police, going along with everything they telling us? And that's what's wrong with our society now. A lot of people just go along with what they tell us. Whatever the media tell us, they go along with it. What the news said, what they said, nigga, do you pay attention? Do you study? Do you research? Are you looking at this? Are you actually hearing and listening? Do you see the contradictions in this? Do you see the cover up? Do you have spiritual insight? A lot of people don't have it. They're blind. They're dumb, deaf, and blind, spiritually and physically. Dude, wake up to what's going on. But I understand the truth is too scary for a lot of people. And I get it. But I get it. When you ever get a chance, look up Cook County Medical falsifying autopsies. Look up John Kavanaugh. And there's a lot of other places where they falsified autopsies. So, I mean, you can't go along with everything they tell you. Or you're going to be whitewashed and brainwashed. And if you pay attention to our society, they are brainwashed. They are whitewashed by whatever the internet says, whatever the news say, whatever the cops say. That's what they said. I believe it. I ain't going to pay attention, and I ain't going to look it up myself. I ain't going to see, I ain't going to look into this myself. I'm just going to go off of what they say. And they know that. They know they could use the media. They know that they could use these press conferences to manipulate and trick people into believing a lie. People are easier and manipulated into believing a lie than believing the truth. And I think that's the sad part. I'm going to say this again. People are easily manipulated into believing a lie instead of believing the truth. And I think that's really sad about the world we live in. People will believe a lie like that. If you notice, people will believe something that's a lie like that. Damn, just because it sounds good. A lot of lies sound good. Just because it sounds good, don't mean it's just like a nigga trying to get some pussy. He could lie to you and it sounds good. That's a good ass lie. It sounds good to these women. That's why they drop their drawers, because lies sound good, but it's not the truth. I'm going to say this again. Lies sound good, make you feel good, but it's not what the truth is. And a lot of people are afraid to just face the truth and accept it. They don't want to accept the truth. They don't want to face it. So a lie is easier to believe. And that's why I come on here. I'm going to give you the truth. I'm going to give you the facts. I'm going to give you the evidence. I'm going to make you pay attention. That's what I'm going to do. You're going to pay attention. I'm going to open your eyes. I'm going to enlighten you. Because everybody else should just let it go over their head. Oh, okay, that's what the cop said. Oh, that's what they said. They'll just let the media, internet, they'll just be brainwashed by everything that's reported instead of looking into it themselves. Let's see what else this guy got to say.
We did get, as you know, the preliminary, which showed obviously no trauma to the body, no signs of any foul play. And just something about the van, just so you know, the van was purchased in 1995. So we've had this van for a long time. When we originally purchased this van, it was when the city of Huntsville and the Huntsville Police Department maintained a jail. And so we used that van to transport prisoners or jail inmates. In the early 2000s, when we switched over and the Madison County Sheriff's Department took over the operations of the jail, that vehicle was repurposed. We didn't need it for that anymore. So we primarily used it for two different things. One was in the event that an arrestee out in the field couldn't get into a patrol car, whether it was something to do with their physical attributes or whether it was a handicap situation, we would send that vehicle out so that we could transport them, humanely, I guess you would say. So that's one of the uses that vehicle is used for, which that was very rare. Which it was used more often to take evidence that had been cleared by the courts, evidence that was no longer needed. That evidence.
So that basically he's saying that van was an evidence van. That's what he's saying. He's saying this van was an evidence van. All right, gotcha.
Evidence is to be taken to be destroyed. And so that van was used by the evidence technicians to do that. That van had last been used in.
It was used to destroy evidence. What? Hold on. Did he just say that? Did he just say that van was used to destroy evidence? Let's listen to that again. I know I heard this nigga right. Hold on. What?
We could transport them, humanely, I guess you would say. So that's one of the uses that vehicle is used for, which that was very rare. Which it was used more often to take evidence that had been cleared by the courts, evidence that was no longer needed. That evidence is to be taken to be destroyed.
Oh, okay. All right. I see. All right.
And so that van was get into the van. You cannot exit from the interior of the van.
And was locked, and then she was trapped essentially.
Well, essentially, yeah, you can't. Once you're in that van, you can't get out of that van. Somebody has to let you out of the van.
So she went in the van and just died and didn't scream for help. Dude, see, I'm not trying to be funny, but he got the dumb look on his face. He know what's going on. Look at his face. I'm not trying to be funny. This nigga know what's going on. He know what's going on. That's why I couldn't be a cop. Because once I find some corruption in if I know I'm working for a bunch of corrupt people, I don't want no parts of that. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. And if I'm the lieutenant or captain, I got to go. Look at his face. He know he on some bullshit. He know he talking some bullshit. She just went in the van with the windows open, locked herself in, and didn't scream for help. No, sir. She got in the van with whoever she was meeting up with, whoever she was having an affair with. They got in the van. Something went wrong where she couldn't scream for help. They offed her. She didn't just get in the van, lock herself in, and didn't scream for help. Somebody would have heard her. Come on, y'all. Look at his face. Like, let me make this bigger, because you know he full of shit. Look at this nigga. Nigga, you full of shit, homeboy. I know you full of shit. You don't want to lose his job. Look at his face. He look a little scared, too. This nigga don't want to lose his job. You just don't want to lose your job, sir. I could look at your eyes and tell you, sir, I could look in this guy's eyes and tell, dude, you're scared of something, sir. Something you fear, sir. You're afraid of something, sir. I can see it in your face. You're hiding something. You're hiding something, sir. I could see it. I can feel it in you, buddy. I could see it. You're full of shit, and you know you're full of shit. But they're gonna my blind ass. They're gonna let the media that's in the room. They're gonna listen to that bullshit, sir. I can look at your face, and I can tell by your energy you're hiding something. Your whole aura, your whole energy, your eyes tell me something is not right. And you just want to keep your job. That's it. So these cops no longer uphold the law anymore. These cops nowadays, they just want to keep their jobs. That's it. There's no such thing as protect and serve anymore. There's no such thing as if they have corrupt cops, we got to get them out of our force. Nope. We don't live in that world anymore. Everybody's trying to cover stuff up just to keep their job. That's it. That's it. He just want to keep his job. That's why he looks stupid like that. He looks stupid. Got that dumb. You know, you ever talk to somebody you know they lying, but you don't say nothing? You're like, nigga, I know you lying, nigga, but I'm going to let you talk. You ever meet somebody you know is a liar, but you like, I'm going to let you talk, nigga. You know, all right, whatever. You don't believe shit. You know it's bullshit coming out their mouth. But you're like, oh, okay. Oh, for real? Oh, okay, yeah. You just let them talk. Let them believe their delusion. Go ahead. I'm going to let you believe your own delusional your lies. Go ahead. Believe your delusion. Because I know what the truth is. This cop is full of it. Cop, you full of it, man. You full of it. I see it. I feel your energy, sir. Energy says a lot. A person's eyes and their energy tells you everything. A person's eyes and their energy tells you what the truth is. Come on, bro. You full of crap. I see it in you, son.
There was some reference last night to prior contact, apart from arrest between your department, folks that would help.
You have more than 5 million views per month? Cool, but you can achieve more. MediaCube partners receive a detailed channel audit, video optimization, and recommendations for improving their performance.
People in mental distress. Can you talk a little?
He looks so uneasy too. He looks so uneasy. I bet you deep down inside, he probably want to say, you know what? If he wasn't scared to lose his job, I bet you deep down inside, he probably want to say, you know what? This shit don't even make sense. They just told me to say this. I bet you that's how he really feel. I bet you that's how he really feel. Like, you know what? I just don't want to lose my damn job. Like, they told me to say this shit. I know it's some bullshit, but that's what they told me. Like, that's how he really feels.
A little bit about that background.
I can, and I want to be really careful with this question.
I bet you do. He want to be careful with a question. I know you do, because you might accidentally slip up and say something. I know it. I want to be careful with this question. I know you do, sir. I know you do. I bet you do, because you don't want to say nothing to you don't want to say something wrong to get fired. You got to go along with the cover up, sir. I get it.
That van. Somebody has to let you out of the van.
There was some reference last night to prior contact, apart from arrest between your department, folks that would help.
That question, look at his body language. That question made him very uneasy. Pay attention to this. Pay attention to how he moved. That question made him very uneasy. And then he turned around and said, I want to be careful with this. I know, because you might slip up and tell something.
Yeah, you can't, once you're in that van, you can't get out of that van. Somebody has to let you out of the van.
Now watch this question here. This question made him very uneasy. He's like, shit, you gonna make me accidentally tell the truth. He gonna be like, shit, you gonna make me accidentally tell the truth.
There was some reference last night to prior contact, apart from arrest.
Watch this. Watch this.
Between your department, folks that would help people in mental distress. Can you talk a little bit about that background?
I can, and I want to be really careful with this question.
I know you do. I could tell by your body language it made you uneasy. I could tell, copper. I could tell. You don't want to snitch out your constituents. You don't want to accidentally tell the truth. You don't want to accidentally let the truth out. I know. That's why you were so uneasy. That question made you uneasy, didn't it? And I want to be careful with this. Why do you want to be careful with a question? If the media and the family want to know the truth, why would you want to be careful with a question? Tell them what you know. That just doesn't make sense to me.
The last thing we want to do is, have anything negative toward a victim of something like this. But, our department has worked with her. Our CIT officers know her pretty well. They have worked with her in the past to provide resources and different things. And so, we are familiar with her, very familiar with her.
Oh, shit. They know her. Oh, I did not know this. Oh, did you hear what he said? Hold on. I know I didn't just hear what I said. Hold on. What?
A victim of something like this. But, our department has worked with her, our CIT officer.
Folks that would help people in mental distress. Can you talk a little bit about that background?
I can.
Can you talk a little bit about prior contact, apart from arrest between your department, folks that would help people in mental distress. Can you talk a little bit about that background?
That van. Somebody has to let you out.
Hold on. He just said our department knows her, are familiar with her. Hold on. Let's listen to this part.
There was some reference last night to prior contact, apart from arrest between your department, folks that would help people in mental distress. Can you talk a little bit about that background?
I can, and I want to be really careful.
Oh, that's why that question made them uneasy, because they knew her already. Oh.
With this question, the last thing we want to do is, have anything negative toward a victim of something like this. But, our department has worked with her. Our CIT officers know her pretty well. They have worked with her in the past to provide resources and different things. And so, we are familiar with her, very familiar with her.
Can you be more specific about?
Oh, shit. They know her. Tell me Zillionaire don't know what the hell I be talking about. They know her. They've worked with her in the past. So she must have developed an intimate relationship with one of the people that work there. There you have it. That's why that question made him uneasy. Wow. Whoever that reporter is, I need to find out who that reporter is. That's why that question made him uneasy. That's why, because they know her. They're familiar with the girl. She knows the people that work there. That's why she was there to meet somebody. What I tell y'all? That's crazy. They know who she is. See? And the reporter, somehow he knew it. Let's listen to that again, y'all. Hold on. Listen. Listen to this. That's why he was so uneasy with the question. Boy, I tell you, when it comes to investigation, God damn, I'm a good dude. God has just given me a gift. I was wondering why he was so uneasy with that question. And I told you, I didn't watch these videos yet. That's why he was so uneasy. And that's why he said, I want to be careful with that question, because he don't want to incriminate the people that worked with her in the past. Oh, my Lord. We going to continue this another night, but let's listen to this again. We got to talk about this stuff. We got to talk about this. We got to talk about the department knowing her. We're going to talk about that later this week or maybe next week. So that's why he was so uneasy with the question, because he said, I want to be careful with this question, because he didn't want to incriminate anybody else that she known or she was in a relationship with or that worked with her, because it could be one of them. Let's listen again, y'all. Wow.
Or to yell to outside of the van.
Prior contact, apart from arrest, between your department, folks that would help people in mental distress. Can you talk a little bit about that background?
I can, and I want to be really careful with this question. The last thing we want to do is, have anything negative toward a victim of something like this. But, our department has worked with her. Our CIT officers know her pretty well. They have worked with her in the past to provide resources and different things. And so, we are familiar with her, very familiar with her.
They know her, y'all. Uh-oh, another red flag. Y'all see, it's a cover-up. What I tell y'all. Man, y'all need to be hitting that Cash App and that PayPal. Y'all should be more people should be hitting that Cash App and that PayPal. I tell you, y'all should become monthly members. I mean, you don't get this stuff. I'm not trying to be funny, but I think I need to toot my own horn for a minute. You don't get this on any other channel. When it comes to cases, you don't get this. You don't get this stuff you ain't gonna get this from no other channel. When it comes to cases, investigation, the truth, wisdom, knowledge, you ain't gonna get this from no other channel. The shit that I uncover, you ain't gonna get it. That's why these other YouTubers be jealous of me when I do the Kanika case and all these other cases, because I uncover stuff that y'all ain't paying attention to. I uncover stuff that y'all don't pay attention to. That's why they don't like me. I'm just too good at this. I'm too good at this. They know this woman. So she was having an affair with one of the guys that was working there. That's what I thought from the beginning. I said that from the beginning. She knows somebody there. She was having some type of affair with one of the guys that work on his police force. So he's scared to say the wrong thing. I want to be careful with this question. I bet you do, sir, because y'all know her. Y'all done work with her on some outreach kind of stuff. Y'all provided stuff for her in the past. Y'all helped this woman before. That's why you want to be careful with. So he just told you. This police department knows this woman. So if this police department knows this woman, she definitely, like I said from the beginning, she's have some kind of relationship with one of the guys there. She was there to meet one of the guys that worked there. I knew it. She wasn't just there for no reason, y'all. She showed up there because one of the guys that know her from the police department, he said the CIT and another department, they're familiar with her. She was there to meet one of the guys that she was having a relationship with. Boom, boom, and he killed her. Boom, and they're covering up for it. Boom, bingo, bingo. Somebody said, yeah, Zill, you be on it. Yes, I do. It's called divine insight. See, God, he gave me spiritual insight to this stuff. I knew it. I'm like, why would a girl show up to a police parking lot, sit on a police car, and then all of a sudden go inside of a police van? She's going to meet somebody. They know this woman. We got it, man. I don't have much time tonight because I got another live show to do. We got to talk about this, y'all. What's today? Tuesday. We got to talk about this. Oh, that just right there, that just blew the case wide open. And I'm going to save this video. Oh, that just blew the case wide open for me. Oh, that's all I needed to know. Oh, I got to save this video. Oh, that's all I needed to know. That's all I needed to know. They know this woman. The police department know this woman. That's all I needed to know. There you have it. That's your answer, y'all. Somebody in that police department killed this girl. Boom. I thought that's what it was. I knew it from the beginning. I felt it in my spirit. So I'm going to save this video. We're going to talk about this later. But see, they didn't reveal that part in the news. See, a reporter had to ask him, and he was forced to tell the truth. Somehow the reporter knew that this police department knows this girl, knows this lady. Let's listen. That's why that made him so uneasy. Let's watch this again.
We talked a little bit about that background.
That's why he was so uneasy with that question. That's why that question bothered him. Watch it again.
There was some reference last night to prior contact, apart from the rest between your department, folks that would help people in mental distress. Can you talk a little bit about that background?
I can, and I want to be really careful with this question.
I bet you I can, and it's funny how I want to be careful with the question. I know you do, bruh. He don't want to incriminate one of his coworkers.
Last thing we want to do is, have anything negative toward a victim of something like this. But, our department has worked with her. Our CIT officers know her pretty well.
You heard what he said. His CIT officers know her pretty well.
They have worked with her in the past to provide resources and different things. And so, we are familiar with her, very familiar with her.
That's all I needed to know. All right, we're going to continue this later this week. Oh, that's all I needed to know. The police knew who she was. Boom, cover up. I knew it. I'm your boy Zillionaire. I tell you, boy, I ain't no joke when it comes to these cases. Like I say, I'd rather be God's agent. I'd rather be God's detective in the earth. I can't work for these. I would never want to work for these police departments. Never. Because if I did, I'll have to be fighting. Not only would I have to fight the crime in the world, I had to fight the crime in my own the police department. Just think about that. You join these police departments, you got to fight crime in your department, and you got to fight crime in the world. That's how corrupt this world is. So the police knew this woman, and they're covering up for whoever she was sleeping with. I knew this had something to do with who she was sleeping with. I knew it. I knew it the whole time. God put that in my spirit already. I'm going to tell y'all something. God reveals things let me tell y'all something. God reveals things to people. God will reveal situations to you. If you're spiritually in tune, I'm telling you, he will reveal the truth to you in a spiritual aspect. I knew she was having an affair with one of those guys that was a police that worked at that department, and they killed her. That's what happened. I'm your boy Zillionaire. We're going to finish up later this week. We're going to go back on it because now this blew the case wide open for me. Now we know the police department knew her, so they're covering up. All right, that's all I needed to know. Come back in 20 minutes. I'm about to pour me some wine, a drink. I don't know. I'm about to get a snack or something. Come back in 20 minutes. I want to talk about some other stuff. Exactly. Good point, James. He said he will do that. God will never fail you. No, he won't. He'll put stuff in your spirit. I'm telling you, God, if you don't have a personal walk with God, I'm telling you, he will reveal stuff to you. It's even in his Bible. He say his secrets are with the righteous. Even in the Bible, it says his secrets are with the righteous. Like when you walk with God, he revealed things to you. I'm talking about stuff going on around you, stuff going on in the world. He'll reveal things to you, man. I'm telling you. All right, y'all. I'll be back in 20 minutes. We're going to finish this up later. Now we know the police department, they knew Christina Nance. So now, I know it's a cover-up. Now we know it's a cover-up. For sure. I know it's a cover-up now. I kind of felt it was a cover-up. But I'm like, oh, I know it's a cover-up now. All right, I'll see y'all in about 15, 20 minutes. Come on back. We're going to talk about all these single moms getting evicted. There's a lot of single mothers getting evicted, and we won't talk about that. We got to talk about these single moms getting evicted with their kids and no daddy, no protection, no provision. We got to talk about that. All right, y'all. Catch y'all in a few minutes.